God damn it, Swords. That's gonna be the start. It's your laugh. That's the start of the podcast. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Welcome. God damn it, Swords. I can't have nothing nice with you around here.
Yeah, it's just mad fun.
Oh, man.
Oh.
All right, so we have
we just literally talked about that too right before the podcast about my photo, how you thought it was. I still can't think about. I think you might have tried shrooms before and you weren't telling us.
No, he's just an idiot.
Wait, are you telling me this man still thinks that chinchilla looks like an old man?
Yeah.
Why have I still yet to see this chinchilla?
It's
look at Eli's picture.
Because you see an old man.
No, you don't.
No, it's not.
Hey, enough with the chinchilla. Let's talk about our special guest today.
Sorry. Yeah.
It's okay. You have a backup for a reason.
A backup for a reason.
Guys, stop. I'm trying to get my chicken tendies, all right? I don't need your stats.
Mute yourself, so you're talking about chicken nuggets and stuff.
Yeah, man. They don't take Discover here, so I had to switch to Visa.
Oh, fine. So, in the midst of all this chaos, we have a very special guest today. We have Meagan here, the lead singer of Jet Set Future, and was on the Grammy ballot, ranked 7th. Just amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like this is
welcome. Jeez. It's an honor.
I think I gotta lead us off with a good question. Is this the most normal, introduction you've had to a podcast?
No.
Amanda disappeared already. Oh, there she is.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about podcasts, so I say it's going good so far.
Usually, you introduce the guest within the first 30 seconds. I think it took us a good 5 minutes of just bickering. But welcome.
Sounds like us.
Yep, sounds about right. So
honestly, I had a. I don't know if you want to start with questions or.
Let me cover this real quick before we get into questions.
Hey, my fault.
You're fine. You're fine. My fault.
So, bad habit. Anyway, continue.
We have a new single coming out, Apples to Oranges, coming out on the 19th. Want to tell us a little about that?
So I've been really excited for this song. We've recorded, I think it's about 9 songs. We're releasing them slowly as singles, and this one was actually our second song we ever wrote as a band. And when we wrote this song, I kind of had that epiphany, wow, I really like what I'm doing, and this song is just something that I felt I had in me, and it finally transpired. So this song is definitely one of my favorites, and it is much more of a pop feel. It's much dancier, and I really think everybody will like it, especially the girls. I feel it really appeals to that.
That's awesome. That's great to hear.
That's awesome. Can't wait for it to come out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have more study songs now.
Yeah.
I'll have more cleaning songs, so I'm down.
Perfect.
I'll just have more songs. I love music.
I will second what Mike said, but I will add, I'm not a big music guy, but what I've always vibed to, especially the only music I really listen to are artists like I like Jesse Reyes, I like Baby Rexha. For some reason, the sound of the woman's voice singing, whatever your interpretation of what that means is my vibe. So when Mike kind of showed us a little bit of clips and some of your music, I was like, this is my playlist. I think I've heard this song before, but I obviously hadn't. So this is actually being added to my playlist as we speak.
Thanks. I appreciate that. If you like that, based on your music taste, you might also like my solo music too. It has more of a R&B, more pop, lo-fi influences too. I'll have to send you guys that link later.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but I appreciate it so
I'm
much.
I'm down for lo-fi. That's my stuff.
Yeah, that's my solo. That's my niche sort of.
Yeah, I sent Eli Joyride, which is one of the ones you did recently. I've been jamming out to that one a lot lately.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm
That
gonna
one
listen to
is.
that right after this. I actually listened to Nothing to Show.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
just listened to the most because I just hopped on and he told me. I was like, oh, I might as well listen to one of the songs. And you have a great voice, honestly, and it's
Thank
so
you.
great. I like must. I'm just gonna cut myself. I'm gonna organize myself and wait a bit.
Collective thoughts. You got this.
Someone's fangirling.
Yeah, it is.
Someone's big. Yo, my fault. Sorry. I need your autograph. I need you to send to my address.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking like I need to definitely add you to all my Spotify playlists and all that. But we'll definitely get your link to whatever socials and stuff that we can on
That's
this
awesome.
podcast episode and anywhere else we can help promote it.
Thank you.
Is definitely the go-to here.
Absolutely. I appreciate that a lot, guys.
Yeah, no problem. And if it's easier, you have my number. You can send me all the links for whatever it is. Whether you just want, if you don't want your personal stuff with it, just send me the band stuff or whatever you want to send. Just send it my way, and I'll make sure it's in the description on this video.
Absolutely.
So regarding some of those streaming platforms, like music streaming platforms, Spotify and Apple Music come to mind, of course.
What's that?
Do you find a difference between like your solo, the band, and also like the two platforms? Like, does one do better on one platform versus the other?
Yeah, there's a huge spike in Spotify versus Apple Music. I think it's just it's more so, honestly, we promote our Spotify more because we know that it seems like more users are going toward using Spotify. So definitely Spotify has been more successful. And but the best way for us to share our music is a lot of artists are using what's called Linktree. You guys might have heard that, but it's nice. So it's a link that will send you to all the platforms that we're on. So our distributor sends us to all of them. But yeah, definitely I'm feeling Spotify's definitely been the leading for all of the music. Right.
My older brother was doing music for a while. Got some songs on Spotify and everything, Apple Music, all your streaming platforms, SoundCloud, and at least back then, I'm sure it's improved since. But Spotify was him and his producer was how they would track, success versus, where they're. It just had a better for the artist. It had a better organization of the data. That's more meaningful to the artist.
That's definitely true. Normally, like when someone's asking me for a link, I without thinking, I just send them right to Spotify because I kind of, most people do have it, and I rarely honestly get asked for any other platforms, but I've noticed it's mostly Spotify that it seems to work the best for smaller artists trying to grow as well. So yeah, I use Spotify myself.
So as a solo artist and also in a band, and you were talking about your distributor and all that, do you find yourself tracking some of those data points and actually changing the way you write songs or play songs or the styles at all, or is it more on their end to kind of help guide you on that side of things?
So I definitely try to use those numbers and try to gauge what type of content is bringing in the most engagement from users, and that does have somewhat of an influence on what I choose to post and how I write things, because I know some things will attract more attention. When it comes to writing, though, I still pretty much keep to making the music that I want to make. So I wouldn't say that I would let users too much influence the music that I write, but it would definitely impact how I present it when it comes to the social media platforms. And of course, there are a couple songs that I've written in attempt more to be more relatable. And then there are songs altogether that I'm like, hey, this just came from the heart, and I don't care if anyone relates, it's my art. So I try to kind of have a mix, and I kind of want I want it to be, something for everyone if I can.
Yeah, I love that.
That's awesome.
That definitely reminds me of just I think we've talked about it on every episode so far, is just like, as a content, creator, wherever platform you are, being authentic tends to be the key to the success. And you're looking at all the greats, it's their authentic selves.
Yeah, they're not
how does that
a character, they're themselves, which I like. The people that will stay true to themselves no matter how big they are, how small they are. They don't change their mindset. I hate when the fame gets to their head and they become assholes. I hate those people. They're the worst.
Definitely.
Just always be humble. Just appreciate the ride, because not everyone has it.
Exactly.
And especially like talking about the ride, I think I've mentioned multiple times my interest in comedy is like, you could listen to a lot of the greats today and they'll tell you about who they saw growing up, and then how they in a way almost imitated those comedians until they found their voice. Have you noticed anything like that kind of happen, where there are like certain artists that you kind of felt like you were not imitating per se, but like almost using a similar style as you're slowly finding your own voice?
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Yeah, I didn't really find my rock sound until I got a little older. Prior to that, I was sort of more on the route of pop and R&B and stuff like that, and I still love that type of music, but I really found my rock sound when I kind of looked back at all of my younger influences, and I realized, like, wow, like, there's this huge element of rock that I was sort of overlooking because I didn't understand how to make like a girly girl be rock. And then I realized that I was listening to it all along. So some of my favorite artists, my top favorite is definitely Gwen Stefani from No Doubt. And I would say she really influences me a lot. And yeah, and I guess the best way to put it is, like, when I'm on stage, like, I think, like, this is what I feel would evoke the energy I'm trying to express myself. So I take almost, like, I channel that confidence that I feel she has in particular, and I channel that, and I express it with my own twist to it. So definitely I am very inspired by 90s female rock, such as Gwen, and I also really like Shirley Manson of Garbage. I really like Hole, and I look up to them. So I definitely think, like, what would they do right now? Well, they would not hold back. So I don't hold back.
That's awesome. And I think you nailed that. I couldn't think of the word. I kept saying imitate. Inspired, I think is definitely makes a lot more sense.
I really like that you have that mentality too of not caring of what other people think, because no matter what, you're gonna have people that judge you, no matter what you do. But in the end, it's the life that you live, and in the end, on that, you have to do what makes you happy, no matter what, And it's great that you're producing things that you like, and it does suck that, going back to, like, the industry and music, that you have to appease to the market. I'm not saying like market, but to the people sometimes, of like what the I guess the genre is of the day, or whatever's hip and poppin', as these young ones say. But no, I like it's great that
whoever they stan.
great that you keep doing you, even with this, especially with this whole cancel culture too. It's just keep being you. It's awesome.
So true. Thank you.
Oh, of course.
See, for me with music, like, my real close friends here know that probably now 5-6 years ago I got into K-pop, which at the time was like the weird thing if you liked it, but now you look now, BTS took over the world with music, just slowly went up, but they're being themselves. Like, you watch them in interviews, they act like they're 12, but that's just who they are. They have fun. Yeah, they're rich and stuff. I mean, I wish I was, but.
Definitely.
The dog interrupted them.
Let the dog out.
That was funny. But yeah, I like when artists will be themselves, even in interviews. They don't try to put on like this whole persona, like, oh yeah, I'm the biggest thing in the world, so I'm just gonna not care about anyone. But
the best example of that was, if you ever watch like a interview with Courtney Love, and she was kind of off the rails, obviously, and everyone knows about her and her stuff, but any interview with her, she would like visibly show them. She'd be like, I'm like so annoyed with this. Like, I'm going to go. They're like, Courtney, you have like 20 minutes left. She's like, sorry, I got to pounce. It was just like a bunch of times that she was just like, yeah, quickly. There was this one interview with Courtney Love where it wasn't even her interview. It was Madonna's interview. She stepped in and she made a fool of herself, made Madonna want to leave. And then the interview just had to start asking Courtney questions. So that's a good example of like, I don't know, rock is supposed to be a little bit more edgy. So I think you got to kind of make a name for yourself and not hold back, because being too prim and proper isn't rock and roll.
Yeah, right. If people think back on rock and roll, if you think of the classic rock, you will never think of someone sitting there being proper with stuff.
Exactly.
Like, I highly doubt anyone from Motley Crue would be proper at an interview.
Nope.
If they are, it wouldn't be what we know them as now.
It wouldn't be right.
It'd just be so weird.
You know what's crazy, and it's kind of like caught my attention, and maybe it's just the way I kind of look at the world, is like there's this weird balance between like we're talking right now about authenticity and becoming who you are through your own voice, but there's so many examples also of people falling way too deep into a character where which technically, I guess, in a way, who they become is this character, and there's pros and cons, of course, to it, but I'm thinking personally of like Dice Clay, the comedian, who's super like, you know, snap your fingers 1950s who got you kind of like comedy, but like that's just who he is. And then you also have those like trying to think of a relatable example. Bert Kreischer is who I can kind of think of, who he almost became this, what is it?
I said he's good, we know of him.
Yes, yeah. He almost became like, of course, right, he's the shirtless party guy, but like you listen to him in some podcasts and like you get to know him more so as a person, and you realize it's like his persona, his character is this big drinking party guy, but it's not as much as he has created. Like he's created this, you know, inauthentic version of himself that is funny and we all love and laugh at it, but it's also like it's almost become too much, and he's even expressed it a couple times where like, you know, he'll get off stage and everybody that just watched his show wants to buy him a shot. Well, that obviously that's way too much to drink, and and then you can't maintain that when you're on the road, and every night everyone's buying you drinks, and then even if you're not becoming an alcoholic, if you somehow avoid the alcoholism step, it's like drinking alcohol doesn't help your body. Like it's not necessarily good. It's like eating McDonald's every day isn't good for you. Right.
Yeah,
right.
That's definitely, I feel like that's a really good point. That's something that doesn't often get talked about. You know, the persona like that you choose to hold when you're not off stage. That, yeah, I like that. I like that thought. Yeah, that happens a lot when even when my band is on stage and we come off, and a lot of people want to buy you a drink, want to talk to you. And one of the weird little details of being in a band is I'm a lead singer, so I don't have anything that I'm bringing. I have a backpack, I have my microphone stand. Right the second we get off stage, where it's really important that we break everything down. It's really should be a whole band effort. Whenever I get off the stage, everyone's like ready to talk, ready to buy me a drink, and I'm like, oh, I gotta, you know, take down all of our equipment and help out. So that is, yeah, they do expect a certain personality, but they don't always think of like the technical things of being in a band.
And Jocelyn, were you gonna say something? I don't want to cut you off.
No, I was just moving stuff around on my desk, so I started making noises.
And to overly play devil's advocate again, in the fans' point of view, it's like if they listen to your music, they like who you are. In their point of view, it's like, I'm going out, tonight's my night, tonight's like a special big thing, so like any interaction I can get is like that's what I'm looking for.
Exactly, I agree with that as well.
Where for you is like, you know, I did this 2 nights in a row, like everyone gets
Mhm.
tired. I even in my job, like I have to put on a fake face and just try to survive until the next block so I can,
Yep.
just run to the bathroom and throw water on my face to pretend like I'm still good. But
Yeah.
I think we all kind of look at things from our perspective all the time. And
Mhm.
even if we do think of it from a different perspective, it's like we don't take it into like a serious consideration. So it's
Mhm.
this again, it's just this weird balance of like, you know, in artistry and that area,
Mhm.
that field, content producing is the perfect example of like, the content producer versus the fan of the content have
Yeah,
a very
it's
different
it's all about
perspective of
balance.
yeah and both have a very different perspective of the same thing, like
Mhm.
no matter what you're doing.
That is a good example. Yeah, I always try to, when you were speaking about balance, right, very true. Because I've noticed that it's important to make sure that the band is happy and well. We're all same attention and energy to fans and friends and family who all come to support you. Um, so that's one of my little things that, we actually ended up finding a compromise where I was like, well, guys, like, I want to be of help to you guys because we're a band, we're a unit. We always say we're a democracy. And also that, people that have come to see us want to talk, want to hang out and celebrate. So the compromise we found was that I'll sit at the merch table, I'll sell stuff and be able to talk to anyone that comes up. So it's, discussing and trying to make both worlds happy, but that's sort of what it takes to be an artist, is to always be kind of innovative and to think like what's the best way to go about it, and how to make everybody feel like it's all a good night. Everyone's there just to enjoy themselves and to how to make it all as smooth as possible.
Sounds like you guys have a very busy night when you guys gotta do some performing.
It is, yeah, it's a whole production, but it's really fun, and like I would do anything to go back to it. So I obviously just am so excited for COVID restrictions to start to loosen up, and so we can get back on stage. It was a very big part of our life, so we've been really missing it. But I have hope. I think things are starting to brighten.
Kind of going along with that, how has this past year, like with the COVID and all the pandemic and everything, affected you guys? And how about do you go and do things, record, and go through your whole
Hmm.
process?
Yeah, so obviously it really shook up the music industry. It really changed a lot, because most musicians, like, their number one priority was playing music. Now that that's gone, we've tried to channel our energy elsewhere. So we worry a lot more about our recording process and getting our songs out, promoting those songs. So I would say, yeah, the main focus of now is our online streaming, um, and I feel like it's a good outlet, and it's good to nurture that because it is equally important to the success of the band. A lot of people, there are a lot of people that prefer to just stream but not to come live. So it's more tending to that side of things, and in building engagement through social media is still very interactive, and we make it work. That's what you do if we're all very passionate, and we understand you'll have to change with the times. If there's nothing we can really do about it, so we have to just make the best.
Yeah,
Hey, you
everyone
could
had
move
to.
to Texas if you want. They just lifted all their COVID
Don't
restrictions.
you dare.
They're
Don't you dare
reckless.
bring up Texas right now.
Hey,
I mean,
All right,
Mississippi
don't
and
you
Florida
Mississippi.
did too.
dare. Listen,
Florida was ahead of the
okay?
game technically,
Yeah, no,
so.
Florida just never
Listen, there's
started.
you know how mad I am that they're like all walking around outside these gates, no mask, willy nilly
Mhm.
getting COVID as much as they want, and in here they're like, "Hey, so we got new regulations for y'all. Don't take that mask off ever unless you want a discipline."
Yeah.
Damn.
So yeah, Texas might be having a ball, breathing the fresh air, but I'm gonna breathe cloth until they tell me otherwise.
That's crazy. Damn, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. So don't talk about how Texas has the freedom, because they're probably gonna end up getting all the COVID cases again, and then my base is gonna go on lockdown again.
To be
So
fair,
weird.
Texas doesn't own the military. That's federal, so it's not Texas's
Sweetie,
fault.
listen. Texas's fault is everything to do with it because the base is in Texas and we rely on what the civilian sector does. So when a pandemic hits, it affects us by how it affects the civilian side. So that's a lie. I might be federally owned, but y'all control what I can do.
Nobody owns Amanda.
Yeah, huh? The government, yes, sir. Sign my
Fair,
life
fair.
away for the benefits.
Real quick.
So
before
Megan,
we,
I have a question for you guys. How
alright,
did
go
you
ahead.
guys all like get started and like meet each other? Like, what was the big moment of like truth that was like, hey, we should do this?
Yeah, so I wasn't even really thinking of being in a band. I was mostly just doing my solo music and going with that. And one day I just got a Facebook message from a guy, and I don't know, I didn't know him, so I almost didn't even really like read it or whatever. But I did, and it was our now drummer, just kind of shooting a shot, I guess you could say, just saying like, I checked out your stuff. We have a mutual friend. And I want to know if you want to be in a band. And normally I probably would be a little weary of it, but I don't know. I just kind of had a spontaneous moment. I was like, sure, like let's get together and kind of see if we have any musical chemistry. And then from there, we just kept finding another member. He introduced us to our guitar player. Our guitar player introduced us to our bass player, then me, then I introduced us to our secondary guitar. And I guess it was just one by one kind of building blocks. But yeah, it was kind of, I love to kind of think back and be like, oh, it's just started with a message, I guess.
That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah.
And
So-
it's great that you like also went off of like intuition. Like you
Mhm.
kind of were like, I don't normally answer those things, but this one just like felt right. And look at where you
Yeah.
are now.
Yeah.
So, in like the most important question probably for you today, Megan, I think it might be a little bit of a stereotype, but I have grown up always knowing that the drummer is the hottest band member. Is that the case in your band?
Wow, put the poor girl on the spot,
Oh,
bro.
come on, man.
What?
What are you doing?
Dude, man, don't tell me that. I stopped playing drums back freshman year, dude.
Oh my gosh,
I
you're
bet
so
if you
big.
ask him, he'd say yes. So
Oh, of course you would. I would say yes too. If I was a
Al's
drummer, I'd
got
be like,
the
hell
ego.
yeah, I am.
they always have those memes, and it's like, I don't know if you guys ever seen those memes where it's the musician and it's like drummer and it's all like the girls around him, and then guitar is like a little less, and singer, and then they always show the bassist has like no girls at all. We always make fun of that with ours. Our bass player has always been like kind of like really like easygoing guy, kind of just like almost like Bob and all to himself on the side. We
I feel
always
like
bring
every
it up,
bass
and he's
player
like,
seems
no.
like that.
Yeah, it's sort of like, it's kind of funny how some stereotypes, you kind
Source-
of try to make
source
them
the
real.
bass player.
Yeah,
Honestly.
Source is our bass player.
Yeah.
He's just there
But
for a good
meanwhile,
time.
he actually gets more work than them.
You know what?
Behind the
That
scenes.
that just reminded me, or made me think of, and I'm sure
Uh-oh, that's-
this is
he's
good.
thinking.
I promise you. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, right? Oh no.
the thoughts building. It's okay.
That's not good,
This is
no.
a networking.
Oh,
This is
no.
a brainstorm team.
You need a brain
but-
to brainstorm. We went over this
but-
before.
But you
Let's
just
Mountain Dew.
you just gave the example of like, oh, the memes about the music industry and bands and in specific. I've never seen that meme. I've never seen like that meme culture.
What?
Really?
I have.
Which is doesn't mean it. Well, yes, it exists, but like the kind of memes that I see, I'm sure are very different than the kind of memes that you see, and it's weird that there's this like
Yeah.
under culture of memes. Like anyone, if you say the word meme, people know what meme means. That was a tongue twister, but
Not really.
but it's like we all
It's
we
just
all.
you.
I was talking about the Elijah Craig was the tongue twister. That's the whiskey
Oh.
I'm drinking today.
Oh,
Yeah, thank
okay.
you.
Oh, there it is.
But I'm sure you guys can all relate. Like I'm sure Mike and Soars with all the social media algorithms see a lot more sport memes than I see.
Yeah, I do.
Right.
If
I
I
don't
did
really.
It's the
social media,
algorithm.
I would.
Yeah,
for sure.
but because of the algorithm, like
The
I'm
algorithm wants to
scrolling.
show you.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through more of the stuff that I, search and look up or say out loud that Siri is listening, which freaks me out. That's another day. That's a whole
Yeah.
nother topic.
Yeah, that's a whole nother.
That's a
Um,
whole
definitely.
podcast episode. A whole podcast episode.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, and I think it's weird because I think it's something that everyone can find a common ground on is memes because
Mhm.
it's humor, and I have used it like in my classroom as a way to connect with students, as a way to like just try to understand people. Like if I start to hear about the kind of memes that you see on a daily basis, I can
Mhm.
start to kind of gauge a conversation and understand you in some sense that like we can
Yeah.
kind of build a relationship based off of like, oh, you like a lot of sports obviously if these are the memes that you're watching.
Just dropped a meme in the
So-
general
That's
chat,
true.
by the way, since we're talking about memes.
Cool memes. Hold on.
I love it.
Oh yeah, like a snacky snack indeed.
all right, we don't have to talk about Megan's drummer, but it's fine.
Oh boy.
Oh, here we go. It's the
We
guy
are
that
not-
shows up an hour and a half late, acts like we're doing nothing.
I wasn't
Here we
late.
go. Yeah, you were.
I've been here since the start of the podcast. What do you mean?
No, you
Oh,
weren't. You
way
were
to play
late.
Yeah.
that
The
card,
podcast
huh?
starts at 6, not 7.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't late either. I wasn't not knowing what
Yeah,
day
I
it
don't know
was or
what you
anything.
guys
So
are
as
talking
I'm not
about.
blaming
I
you.
definitely didn't think 6 my time at all, so it's fine.
And Amanda, you told me you were busy, so I don't want to hear it.
Well, you know what? I made time.
Ooh.
didn't
No,
I?
no, 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 no.
Oh, hey, I appreciate you, Amanda.
Yeah, that's right. See, I'm appreciated,
right.
Mike.
Wow. Now I'm under the
I
bus,
took
huh?
time
Sorry.
out of studying to be here.
Megan, I had a quick question actually. When you were young, do you have any family members that, like, when you were growing up, that were musicians as well, or are you like the first of your family that really have dove into music?
That's
So
a good question.
I'm really alone, honestly.
sounds
Minus
so
one cousin,
sad.
but it was
Wow. Oh, yeah.
That
what'd
sounds
you
so depressing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll have to
Yeah, I'm
explain.
all alone. I almost cried.
No, well, I do have a cousin, but my mom was adopted, so I didn't know my biological family on her side until we were definitely a little older, like 12, and I discovered I actually had a cousin that's a really good singer. But before that, there wasn't anyone in my family that was musical, so I started singing really at a young age, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's nice. Why don't you sing at family parties? We don't really know what else to do with that." So,
But we'll
It was a
support
learning
you, and you can
experience.
sing for us.
thank you.
Do you so by your cousin, by any chance, do you contact them like by any chance at all to do like any like collaborations or anything, or no?
So here and there, she's not really. She doesn't like sing too much anymore. But it's nice just to have that in common, and like you guys were saying, oh, that's so sad, I'm alone. Like, but it kind of like makes me feel like, oh wow, like I sometimes ask her like, where do you think we got it? So it's nice just to feel like there is someone, although she doesn't do it too often. We'll sing here and there sometimes together, and it's really nice.
That's
That's
awesome.
good, like you said. It's just the connection that brings you
Yeah.
together. That's all. That's awesome, and that's awesome. That's good to hear. Let me see. I'm just looking through my other questions, honestly, while I have you. Do you know any other do you play any instruments by any chance? You know what I mean? Such, you know what I mean, or not? Are you just?
I like and any at all. So my favorite one is bass. And then I thought little.
Oh, you're cutting out in and out right now.
But I enjoy it the most. Oh, sorry. Is it better?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, so with instruments, I play a little bass, a little guitar. So I kind of just dabble in each. So it's just kind of more for fun. But I always say to the guys, like, you guys gotta let me play bass on one song, and they're like, yeah, but it would be like so simple. I'm like, well, I don't know, because compared to my bassist, he's like unreal. I'm like, can't we just tone it down for a song? And they're like, yeah, we can eventually. But
Eventually.
we can, in like 15, 20 years or something.
yeah, they're like, once you get as good as him, we'll talk. I'm like, well, sorry.
So literally, they're like, all right, like we'll give you some time. We'll wait until you catch up. We won't go down.
Yeah,
But we'll
I
wait
can
till you
play the
catch up.
Nirvana songs.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say also. Oh wait, no, never mind. You already could. Never mind. I'm just trying to remember. I was gonna ask you a stupid question, but you already answered that before.
No questions are stupid, Eli. My God.
Unless
I was
Brandon
gonna
asks
say,
them.
how
Unless
many
Brandon
times
asks them,
did
then
you
they're
like
stupid.
bands did you? I mean, because I know you said you weren't in any bands, and that was the first band, so I kind of just answered my question.
Yeah, it is. It's my first band.
Yeah, so that's just the lucky first time. Like,
I gotta.
lucky first time.
Yeah.
I got a question while Eli still works through his notes. What was your rider, and what do you want to add to your rider when the pandemic is over and we're back to touring?
Rider?
Your rider? Is that not used in
What is that word?
rider?
Yeah, what is that?
It's like,
What?
all right, let me.
I don't know if you're saying
Please use
writer,
younger
like you
generation
write something,
words.
or writer, like
Like-
you're writing something.
Like when I hear ride, I think like tour bus. Is that what
All
you're
right.
talking about?
So RIDER is in theater, dance, and live musical performances. A rider is a set of requests or demands that a performer sets as criteria for performance, which are typically fulfilled by the hosting venue. So like you show up to the venue in your green room. I need only green M&Ms. There's been some like you can type in, bizarre riders. Right here I have a list: 11 bizarre celebrity backstage demands and concert riders. Kanye West, Yeezus, of course, Kim K's husband. I'm not gonna read some stupid tech time article.
I understand. Yeah.
All right. So what would you have on your rider?
So I've actually thought of this before, but thank you for teaching me that word. I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use it.
Keeping
Don't
you
think
hip.
I'm smart.
Yeah, hip to the lingo. I got you.
Yeah, I always thought about that. I once heard, I don't know even where I heard it, but they always heard somewhere that Lady Gaga like doesn't want anyone to talk to her before her performance or after. She wants like a grace period. And I always like feel so tired, and I always wish I had like 5 minutes when I get off the stage to just like breathe. And same with before stage. People love like having conversation before we go on, and I do too. But I always sort of get antsy. It's like 5 minutes before, and I'm like, I wish I could just sort of disappear backstage and no one talk to me, and kind of like get myself amped up. I guess it wouldn't be like a difficult rider, but maybe just like the little bit of privacy, but I could come up with a crazy one. I don't know. I want like my name on the door or something.
Ooh, I like that one. Get one of those Hollywood cast chairs with your name on the Hollywood cast chair. It has to be there every time.
I want people to think it's like top secret with whatever's going on in the room. Like, she must have some crazy method, black magic or whatever.
So with your one rider, essentially the private time, what would you like if you had that 5 minutes to prepare? What are you doing? Are you listening to music, a podcast, just literally silence, meditating? What are you doing in that 5 minutes?
Definitely meditating. I just usually like pull up like some kind of like meditation music on my phone and just like breathe deep probably for like 5 minutes, and then I can feel like I can go on. Part of it is just like not speaking, because I'm always afraid that if I laugh too loud, talk too loud over music, and then I go on stage, I'm always worried that it'll make my voice tired before I've even gotten to use it. So just probably like just that breathing and maybe a couple warm-ups, and that works best for me.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense as to why I was really bad in middle school when I did plays. Things are starting to align. Let's say I talked a lot always my entire life. Most talkative in 8th grade. Just saying, that's still an accolade for
most talkative in general.
Bull.
You could have
most talkative now.
No, I know.
I thought you were the quiet, nerdy kid in the corner.
No,
Yeah,
wait, hold
clearly.
up.
Source was
okay,
a quiet, nerdy
wasn't.
kid.
Also, did you guys listen to my sentence, or you just waited for me to
was-
stop talking and then you said no? You're still talkative. Like
Yeah,
I
we
said
just
that.
wait.
We wait because you talk so much. We just wait till you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We wait
It's
till
just
you
easier
take
that
your
way.
30-second breather break. Then we talk.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, when you start gasping for air, that's when we know we can cut in and actually say something.
Yeah, he gets
Daggers
like
are being thrown.
he gets a TV timeout every time he stops talking. Go to an
All right,
intermission
so-
commercial.
So Megan, you said you meditate, like you would take that time to meditate. Do you use like an app, or are you just like a free kind of meditator?
It's mostly free, and it's usually just like some YouTube video. I just type in like whatever meditation music and just close my eyes and just use it mostly just for breathing. So I've done guided meditation, but I feel it works better, not in a setting like that where I just mostly need it just for perfect quiet. So
Oh.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Side note, Eli, you said you play the drums.
Oh no! Oh no! I meant like it was a joke because I did back
He's
when I was
just simping.
back in freshman year of high school. But I
Alright,
gave up, and
Eli.
he was like because he was
I
saying about
I played
Drum.
guitar back in like freshman year of high school. Let's go. We're starting our own band.
damn dude.
I'm the
I
dancer.
Megan, it looks like
I'm the
you're having
dancer. I'm calling it.
everything.
I'm the dancer. I'm calling it.
Yeah, in 8th grade, I sang in musicals, so gotcha,
That's
bud.
cool.
Yeah, I've been in chorus once or twice.
I
guys.
did a lot of Guitar Hero.
I quit playing guitar
Guitar
because
Hero
when I was
is
young,
great.
my uncle told me if you play guitar, you have to know how to sing, and that was game over because I sound like a dead Wally. So
Oh.
Ah, I love it, love it, I
Wow.
love it. No, that's good, that's good. I
Oh,
bet even when I'm dead, gonna still be talking.
Yep.
Like
You
my
probably
vocal
will.
cords are still
No,
vibrant.
I guarantee it.
More like a dying Wally. A little
Yeah.
screaming involved.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
gonna become like a ghost and just haunt us forever with random questions.
No, I'm making it
Wait,
official.
no, it goes the
I'm
other way
dying
around.
first. I'm dying first. I don't want to get haunted
No,
by
but-
him.
Wa- Wally
I'm
be
dying
around,
first.
sitting over his shoulder. Oh yeah, drink that whiskey. You can do it.
Exactly. That's exactly what it's gonna be.
I
So
love the-
Megan, I don't know if this question got answered already, but how long have you been singing and like into music?
Oh yeah, it might have been before you jumped on, but I was always singing since like 2 years old. It was just always like the thing that I wanted, and I was talking about this earlier today. How it was really funny how my mom tried to put me into like every sport imaginable, and I was bad at every single one. And I'm just thinking now, like, why didn't she realize that? Okay, your kid constantly sings, constantly dances around, and let's try another sport. I'm like, oh, I think I want to do. So it's just always my number one interest, and I've just stuck with it. It's what I'm good at. So, and I kind of
That's
just
awesome.
understand the things I'm bad at, the things I'm good at, and I'm gonna pursue it.
Yeah, all I'm good at is being funny. That's about it.
That's a talent.
I do
Yeah,
the
it said
doodle.
who?
Hey, hold up. What did you just say?
I said
That's like-
debatable.
That's
What?
like giving
Whoa.
yourself a nickname, dude.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Megan, I had a quick question too. Is did you think of the name for the band, or was it already decided?
Oh, so
Jet Set Future.
interestingly,
And what
we
in
were
the
first-
in the meeting behind it? Yeah, in the meeting. Yeah, go ahead. Mom.
yeah. So when we came together, we actually called ourselves Summer Street. We were Summer Street for about a year, and that came from a previous lyric that someone else wrote in a different band. We were like, that sounds pretty cool. Let's stick with that. And then we discovered that Summer Street was a boy band, and we had to change it. So we took Jet Set Future's actually another lyric from one of their previous bands. And at first I was like, I don't know about that. And it grew on me. So I'm glad we chose that. But yeah, they all came from previous lyrics. So it was pretty cool.
That's an
pretty dope.
excellent question. Before you, I feel like you just have like 7 more lined up. So before you get to number 9,
Me?
Yeah. I was gonna say, even like when I, first started talking about core with Mike, I had been coming up with podcast idea after podcast idea, title after title, just being like only throwing creativity at it, but never actually doing something. And a part of it is my perfectionist side that was like, all right, well, this title doesn't align with this topic or this theme, so I personally, as an individual, couldn't get started on something. So then when Mike came to me with like, here's this idea that I've been thinking of, and I want to start it to become like whatever it'll become. And right now I just threw out core because that was just an idea I thought of, and I was like, wait, stop, that's perfect. Like it just sparked my idea. I was like, and I think part of it was because I didn't think of it myself. I was like, let's build off like, you have an idea, you like it, I love it, like we're gonna build this core entertainment. And
naming
now
things
what is it? I cut you off.
Oh, sorry, I was just going. Yeah, I kind of wanted to let the guys. I wanted it to be like a collective like decision because I actually love naming things, and I've always been kind of the one naming everything thus far in my life, like all animals and whatnot. So I was like, trying to keep it where we all got a say. But I always said to them, I was like, if I had it my way, this would be an all-girl rock band, and our name would be Hot Mess. That's what I wanted.
And I love that so much.
Yeah, that sounds honestly kind of like a sitcom of a hot mess.
I can't play any instruments or sing, but I would definitely join that band.
Thank you. I'm gonna be on the
I'll work the merch table.
Yes.
I can do all the graphic designs.
That would be perfect. So
I'll promote. I can do that.
Yeah.
I'll fangirl.
Yeah.
Which I think applies, right?
Oh, don't worry, Brandon.
Yes, we need all the
fangirls.
A groupie.
Yeah.
I'm just a hype man.
I'm good for that. I'll do that too. I'll be a part. We'll have a hype crew.
Yeah, thanks.
There's a whole
I mean, that's just kind of what CoRRE is. That's what we're saying essentially. Whatever your idea is, you come to us.
We got you. Yeah, we'll back you up.
But also, if that's the relationship we're gonna have, I'm gonna come to you with a bunch of podcast ideas. I just want you to give me names. I need you to name, give me titles, figure it out.
This again?
That's your one job.
No.
Bro,
I got you.
Literally, he showed me a notebook, and he had like 4,000 podcast ideas with no name.
No name.
No. I had names, but I scratched out a lot of names also, and also wrote a lot of ideas.
Phone with names.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
they're mostly
use your
names.
notepad in your phone.
Yeah, we gotta talk off mic and get some of those ideas applied. Find where they're applicable.
like when I named CoRRE, it was just out of the blue. I just had to think of something because I didn't want to say, "Hey, I want to start a little entertainment group," and not have a name for it. And I was sitting in my car. I texted everyone the exact same question. I asked if I could ask a hypothetical question. And everyone would say yes. And I would say, if I want to start a business like Rooster Teeth, would you join? Which is what I'm trying to base this off of. And everyone said, yeah. What's the name of it? And I was like, oh shit, didn't think that far.
Gosh,
CoRRE, I was like, CoRRE Entertainment. Yeah, that's 100% what I thought the name was gonna be, and it stuck. So now that's what we are. Just me.
I like that.
Me panicking.
I feel like
trying to leave work.
Me and you had a different conversation though, because I feel like I remember you being like, "What should we name it?" and me being like, "I don't know, whatever." Honestly.
Oh yeah, that sounds like something you would say.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, because I came to you as being my official business partner.
Yes, sir.
First. And then I knew people that I knew would be reliable to bring into it, which is where I got Jocelyn and Brandon from, where I got Source from, and thanks to Brandon, I now have this awesome guy, Eli, with us too.
Oh, that's me. Oh, yo, nice to meet y'all. How you doing?
Never mind. I changed my mind.
Oh.
No, I take that back.
Oh, dude, come on.
Yeah, have you guys seen like that old
Come
man
on,
picture
dude.
profile
Put me back
Yeah,
on the
look-
team, coach. Come
look
on.
at that old man picture of your profile. Come on.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
ridiculous.
come on. Come
I
on,
think you got
So
drowned out.
unprofessional of you.
Amanda,
Come on, coach. Put me back on.
All right. I'll put
I
Brandon
think Amanda
back on
got
the bench.
drowned out there, but
Be the water boy.
excellent joke. If
Thank
you
you.
caught it.
What was it?
It's okay, guys.
No,
Don't worry
we'll
about it.
we'll leave it to the select
Oh,
few fans
I'll
that
re-listen.
actually caught it. Yeah, for sure.
I'll hear it because I rewatched the thing. I'll find it.
Yeah.
I'm still like halfway through episode 2. I had a bad week this week, but we're back in it. We're back in it.
You had a good week. Don't worry. It's okay.
Yeah, this will be episode 4.
Source.
Oh my
fuck you.
god, that's crazy.
No, I'm just kidding.
I had a quick
love
question too.
I will
for,
make you
Megan.
cry, boy.
Source. We're not
It's
gonna
only
get
been
into it.
episode 3 for
You
me.
already did.
Are we done?
Physically. No, I'm never done with him.
Oh my.
Okay, we're done.
What are we done?
Anyone else got any questions before we wrap up this one? I don't want anyone to not ask the questions that they had.
Well, I think a great, segment and to kind of keep routine, is the Wally questions of the week.
Actually,
They've been
let's do
really
this.
fun.
I like that one. Right before we do that, just because I want to finish the music topic, let's go through everybody. We'll all just talk about like what your favorite artists. We can do either like top 5 songs or artists, whichever is easier for you guys. We'll do a little
that's
something
so
like that.
hard.
Yeah, that is difficult. You're crazy, but
That's
sure,
easy.
up for the challenge.
So
I'll
here's-
figure it
I don't have. You don't have. They don't have to be your legit top 5 favorites.
I have 3 in my head.
I got 80 in my head. I'll just name 5 at random.
Okay, fair enough.
That's all I
Let's
get.
hear
I'm not asking for like your legit favorites. Just pretty much just tell everyone what you listen to. So
Sure.
I'll go first. Just 'cause it's my idea. I'll just go first. So for me, I got AC/DC. I'm obsessed with BTS now ever since they came over, and actually I saw them in concert twice. Amazing concerts. Go Justin Timberlake. I'll stick with him and go at NSYNC. And then I'm gonna say at 5 I'll put Guns N' Roses.
All right, those are good.
Now who wants
Even
to?
better than Guns N' Roses, AC/DC. How about Guns N' Roses and AC/DC? No, Axl Rose sang for AC/DC for a
Yeah,
little while.
Yeah, yep. Forgot about
I'll go
that.
real quick just to get it over with. I'm gonna do like song and band. So Mr. Brightside, The Killers,
Good one.
Jocelyn,
Ooh.
Olivia O'Brien.
I
And
love
I'm
Olivia
just
too.
yeah. Tiptoe, Chef G. This is how diverse my music list is. I'm gonna just throw in Kid Laroi. I've been really on a. I don't know what song. There's a couple of them, but I don't want to take up only Kid Laroi. Been a huge, Juice WRLD, and I think number 5. Honestly, I might have said 6 at this point, but
Yep.
I just found the song "I Hope" by Gabby Barrett. I know it's a super like radio song, whatever. It's the closest thing to country I've ever gotten to, so I gotta give props to "I Hope" by Gabby Barrett. I know who you are. That's it. That's all I got.
All right. Who wants to go next?
I can go
I
next.
gotta. Yeah, go next.
All right. I don't know. So I already mentioned like all like the 90s girl rock, but I have to include a couple of them. But yeah, I'm just gonna probably go with. I can try to pair a song, but I'm not sure if it would be my favorite. But anyways, yeah. So starting with Gwen Stefani, of no doubt, is my favorite. Just a Girl is my favorite song of all time. So
That's
that
a good
one is like the girl anthem. And then Hole is one of my favorites. Veruca Salt. Oh, I'm not counting. So and Pixies and probably Smashing Pumpkins. I think that was 6, but hopefully that's okay.
Nah, that's all right. Wally said
Yeah.
like 18 of them, so it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, who's
It's cool. The more the merrier.
Yeah, might as well, right? If you have to, just go on. If you have a bunch in your head, just let them all out.
I have so many. But oh yeah, I should probably mention Red Hot Chili Peppers are a huge influence for me. And I feel like I kind of suck at being current with music. I'm like, it makes me feel sort of like, I don't know why I can't figure it out. I need to look at the top 40 more often. I need to see what people are
I haven't listened to
more
top
currently.
40 probably in decades. So
Fair.
My iPod is mostly, let's see, 90s music and K-pop. That's my playlist pretty much.
I would say it's pretty good. I love the 90s,
Yeah, me
2000s
too.
too. Britney Spears. I'm obsessed with her.
Yeah, early 2000s too. Yeah, I got some early 2000s in there.
I don't know if I mentioned this earlier. I really should have, but the head of our management team discovered Christina Aguilera. So, and she was always one of my favorites growing up too. 'Cause she's an incredible singer. But I remember when we first got signed with Big Noise, when we signed our contract with them, we were just kind of having a casual conference call, and he was talking to us about just always casual musician contacts, and he's like, yeah, the day I discovered Christina, she was just a little girl, and we were like, what? Back up. He's like, yeah, my buddy, what the heck's his name now? I'm blanking. Bob Dylan. He's like, me and Bob or whatever. I forget what he was saying, but it was just so
Bob
weird
Dylan,
to
like
hear
Bob
an
Dylan,
interesting
Bob Dylan?
person. Yeah, one of his best
Man
friends.
was just name dropping. Come on.
Like,
one
one of the
see
greatest
right through it.
lyricists, Bob Dylan.
It was crazy. He just says it so casually, and it's not casual, like at all. The people he was talking about. He was telling me about Mazzy Star one time, and I was like, do you understand? I love her. How are you just speaking so casually? But yeah, that's sort of sidetrack. Sorry, guys. Let's continue.
It's all right. That's amazing to hear.
Yeah, it was very cool to hear.
That's fine. This show is all about you anyway, so you can keep talking all you want.
Thanks, guys.
It's all you.
Going off your I would say one of my favorite bands too is like you said, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I almost said Papers.
Papers?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Papers.
Hey,
Can that be the name of the band
that's
that you
Soars and
guys are trying
Eli's
to form?
band name.
Yeah,
Red Hot
that's the
Chili
name you guys are-
Papers.
Red Hot Chili Papers. I want to sell like
Make
t-shirts
that a
of
shirt.
Red Hot
Eli,
Chili
make that
Papers.
a shirt. I'll wear it
God.
everywhere.
I'll write that down.
I'll wear that everywhere.
Chili
Get the core
Chapers
one
or
done
Chili
first.
Papers?
Papers.
I got you. There we go.
Get the core
I've
one
been
done first, though.
I got you. Oh, the duck one?
Oh yeah. I'm not a duck.
Not a duck. That'll be the next one. Yeah, I'm actually doing the design right now. Actually, as we're speaking, so a rough draft right now. But okay, getting back. So I've been on a recent binge of Kota the Friend, Kota. He's just a rapper. I have been into jazz, some like Kenny G, Bill Withers, George. I think it's George. No, Grover. Grover. His last name. It's like Washington, I think, or maybe I'm bugging. But yeah, I just. And Elvis Presley.
Nice.
Nothing too heavy, but just a little.
Elvis is always nice to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
Oh baby, love me tender. Love me true.
I thought Megan was gonna give us a concert. I didn't realize Eli was up.
Oh, I'm an undercover singer. All right, we actually collabed before. I didn't want to let you guys know. It's super underground. No.
Yeah, Wally was fangirling a half an hour ago when we were talking to her. Yeah, I've worked with her before.
Yeah,
The fangirl was all facade. Really, this whole time it's been a self-promotion.
Yeah.
From her new single coming out the 9th.
He's like, featuring me.
I'm just a hype man. I'm just a hype man for the single.
I can't wait till you guys hear it. It's gonna be fun.
I can't wait to hear it either.
One of my favorites. What?
What else we got for favorites? We got what? Jocelyn still, Amanda, and Soars. Was that yours that you said earlier? Or was that just your joke towards mine?
For what? What did I say earlier?
I said Guns N' Roses and AC/DC.
Oh no, that was just a comment.
I know
because that was a phenomenal thing. I don't know if you ever heard them when Axl Rose sang with AC/DC. It was a hell of a show.
I've heard about it. Didn't see it or hear any of it, but I've heard about it.
He definitely fits the band well. Let's just say that. Especially once he's cleaned up his act and he's a lot better now.
I'll have to do some research after.
But if you want my, say, top 5, whatever.
Yep.
I'm definitely classic rock. That's really all I listen to.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm more of a instrument person. I love guitar players, so I'm a huge Eric Clapton, Stevie Ray Vaughan, Eddie Van Halen, and then a couple of the guys where I think their voices are just top of the rest. Where
Beethoven.
I mean, I would love to see Beethoven strum the guitar. That'd be great, but but for the voices, obviously you got Freddie Mercury, whose voice is unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then
Amazing.
one of my personal favorites is Stephen Perry. Even
Not Steven Tyler, Aerosmith.
no,
What's
Stephen
wrong with
Perry.
you? Oh, come on.
And actually, the guy that replaced him, how am I drawing a blank on his name right now? He's a Philippine dude. They got him off YouTube, and he sounds like an exact replica.
He
of
sounds
Stephen
just
Perry.
like him.
Amato? I can't think of his name right now, but besides the point, yeah. So
Jack Harlow.
no. But yeah, I think
the guy's name
those
was
two.
Eli.
About me?
I think those two, in my opinion, have some of the best voices. And then, like I said, guitar players. Eric Clapton was always one of the greatest. And then you got Eddie Van Halen, rest in peace, but phenomenal guitar player. And then you mentioned Bob Dylan before.
Mm-hmm.
In my eyes, one of the best lyricists there ever is.
Oh
The
yeah, he
greatest
tells a story.
singer.
Amazing.
Wasn't the greatest singer and artist, but I mean, how many of his songs have been remade because it's just phenomenal lyrics.
They are.
But yeah, that's my.
Our manager is
music
talking
outtake.
to us about the story behind it, and our manager talks for. He could go on and on for like 2 hours on the phone. With our guitar player, mainly is the one who talks back and forth, and he'll get off the phone and he'll be like, Al was trying to tell me a story about one of Bob Dylan's original of the songs, and told us a story about when Bob Dylan tried to go electric on stage for the first time and everybody like revolted. Had you heard about that before?
No.
Nope.
I've never heard Bob Dylan go electric on stage. Never mind.
He tried it once. Apparently it's a not go over well. Everybody was like very upset. They started booing him on the stage, and then he ended up, taking it off or going right back to acoustic. But yeah, that was one of the stories that he told us, and it stuck in my head because I don't know, people are pretty interesting like that. He tried to change up his style, and everybody was like, no, you're Bob Dylan, you need the acoustic guitar.
Well, that's what made Bob Dylan who he is. That's exactly what he said. He tells stories with his music, and it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many songs out there that you wouldn't even know that was written by him originally. Like the one I learned relatively recently, Wagon Wheel?
Yeah.
That was originally a Bob Dylan song, and I was like, wait, what?
Oh,
now it's a country song?
Oh, learn something new every day. All right, so let's see. We got Jocelyn and Amanda now to tell their top 5s.
All right. Well, I'm much more like lo-fi, instrumental. I don't really honestly enjoy lyrics in songs unless it like hits home or like hits like something that like it means something. But so like my top 5, currently obsessed with Tiny Leaves and Chelsea McGo. Those two have been on repeat on my playlist for like months now. Rival Consoles is always like a good one. M83. You guys probably know M83, but don't know that you know M83. They do a lot of songs.
M83. They're amazing.
Yeah, so they do a lot of like the beginning, like credit rolls in like TV series and shows. And so if you guys look them up, you'll probably see some of their more popular songs. You'll know exactly who they are.
Yeah.
Tipper is another one that I really like. Illo, and then Emancipator. Those are like not my top 5 because it's more than 5, but yeah, those are the ones I'm like super obsessed with right now. I like can never get enough of them, no matter how many times I put any of their albums on repeat.
All right, Amanda, what do you got?
Chicken fingers.
Yeah, eating a chicken nuggies over there.
Hey, you know what? I'm craving some fucking chicken nuggies right now.
We can
Amanda,
always catch back up with Amanda and
Yeah.
get her top 5 when she does join back.
Yeah, Amanda, you might have to disconnect and reconnect. If you can
Oh,
hear
it
me.
could be that. While we're waiting for that, I think we should
Hello?
start.
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
we
we
go.
There we go. There
Am
we
I
go.
back?
Yes,
Was
you're
I
back. You're
dead?
back.
I was like, I'm talking, but nobody's responding to me. Oh, 5 people is hard. People in general is hard, and songs. I'm not good with any of that, if I'm honest.
So,
I kind of just listen to all music. Like, if you're like, hey, what's your favorite song? It depends on the day. Like, some days, like, country's great, and then other days I'm like, Screamo is like a really good mood. If I had to pick a favorite artist, I would probably say Post Malone because I love him.
Yes.
If let's see, I guess for rock, I would say more like punk rock stuff. So it's like A Day to Remember, Sleeping with Sirens, Bring Me the Horizon,
Oh yeah.
Escape the Fate.
Yeah, Escape the Fate. That's a throwback.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Old rock wise, it's more of AC/DC, Kiss, Journey, stuff like that. And then if I jumped into like more of today, it would obviously be, like I said, Post Malone, DaBaby, let's see, MGK's new stuff. I like his old stuff with Garbage. Jonah Lucas. So a lot of people, I just listen to everything. If I went in a country, it's kind of like I don't know, everyone. I'm everywhere.
It all
I
sounds the
probably know
same.
the
I get it.
I probably know the song. Like someone will put a song on and be like, "Oh yeah, I do know that," because I know a lot of music. Weirdly, I'm just all over the map with it. I'm kind of just like whatever sounds good. I'm like, cool, works for me. It's not really like I have to listen to. No, it's just like, yeah, that sounds good. I guess this morning. Yeah.
So just in general, you just have a taste for everything for music, pretty much what you
Yeah,
said.
I mean, honestly, I'd sit there and I'd listen to some like good old classical music if I had to. I could probably rock out to it.
Like
Classic
Claire
is
de
the
Lune.
best.
Like I wouldn't be mad at it. So, yeah, I mean, it depends on the day. I just kind of appreciate music. Like I appreciate the fact that there are people, that are out there that can like make pretty sounds. So,
Agreed. Fucking agreed, Amanda.
like I'm not like if it's a song and it's gonna fit my mood, then like I'm there for it. Like it might not even be a mood that particularly fits me. Like if someone's singing like on TikTok, everybody's like making songs about how their exes are trash. I'm like, yeah, I bet they are, and it's like
I can't relate, but
Eli, we got a chance for Amanda to like our music. We're go.
So it's just kind of all over the map with everything. Oof.
Side note:
But
lead singer's name that I couldn't think of was Arnero Panera.
There you
He's
go.
the singer. He's the singer of Journey.
so good.
It's crazy how
Stars.
his voice is almost identical. It's
Oh
like
my
you
God.
almost can't tell it's someone else. You wouldn't think it was someone else singing.
I'm
It's
so
amazing.
disappointed in you, Soars. So
Why?
disappointed. I just know you well enough to know you're better at rolling your R's. I guess is.
Oh my God! If he really wants me to do it, I'd be Arnero Panera.
Ooh,
There it
getting
is.
snazzy
If
with
you
it
actually want
now.
me to like say it.
Ooh.
Soz, I'm not gonna lie, I got a chub going on now, man.
Yeah,
come
I
on.
was gonna
Oh,
say,
here
don't
we
turn me
go.
on.
Come on,
Don't
man.
Oh
turn me on.
boy.
I mean, if
Y'all
you
need to
want,
relax.
I can give you.
That went south quickly.
You know what, Soz? I'm gonna come over real quick. Yeah,
That went,
I want to come
that
see
went
ya.
to the fucking.
Nope.
That went into
Quarantine
the
here. Can't do
dream.
that.
That's
Worth it.
well up
Worth
north.
it.
Sir, we are in a pandemic. I'm gonna need you to relax.
Yeah, I'm in Texas and everyone else wears no mask. I shouldn't
You
have.
know,
Good one,
you
Brandon.
know,
Good one.
yeah,
Good one,
yeah,
you
you're
fucking
really
Todd.
so funny. You know,
No
you know,
one
they
wears
do say
masks.
those who can't teach. So let's go there. How about that?
I can't teach.
No,
I probably
it's
wear a
the
mask
saying.
longer than you do.
Hey. The saying is those who can't teach. Do you know what that means? Is that going over your
I
head?
know that one.
Okay. It's
So
okay,
what does that
bud.
make you if you can't do either?
Sir, what do you mean? I'm doing all of the above.
Alright.
This is just way over Brandon's head.
It's all right. It's okay. The
Okay.
college education just ain't hitting him right, so it's fine. He'll
Speaking
figure it out.
of Brandon, let's go to our favorite segment of asking him
Oh,
some
God.
questions.
Hey,
So-
wait. Before we start,
Yeah.
it's definitely Megan has to ask the first question. Just
explain what we do though. It's your
So
segment.
all it
you
is-
explain.
fair enough.
Or should I be nervous?
No,
No.
you're fine.
No,
It's fun. It's fun.
I'm very nervous right now, but it's only for me to be
Okay.
nervous. So, each week we go around the room. We ask Wally one question. It can be literally anything. The examples I like to give is like you can ask me my favorite question, and I don't give the other examples because I hope that I get a softball question like that. But technically, you can ask anything. I'm gonna answer my honest, my true intentions to whatever question you ask. I have a problem with lying, so I can't lie. Like I just feel too guilty if I even try to force a lie out. And it kind of happened last week.
Yep.
Just for example, yeah. Fuck you, Soars.
No, that was great content.
I have to be very careful, but I'll still answer as literally like so authentic, so honest. It's a good trial run for me to learn to be authentic, to find my
Okay.
true self.
Before we start, I do want to hear one big gulp of Elijah Craig.
Oh, all right. Can you hear the ice?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
What, he breathing in?
Yeah, you just.
Hey, remember when I was a trend smoking alcohol?
Yeah,
I forgot all about that. I forgot all about that being a trend.
I know.
Yeah. All right.
So the question is about anything. You can just pick whatever.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to ask a question?
Yep.
All right.
Wait. Before you ask your question, and this is part of the segment. This is part of the segment. I just got real nervous when she really had to clear the ground there. I feel like I'm in for it. So I just wanted to clarify.
No one can ask you worse questions than Soaz.
What?
I know. We all know Soars holds all the cards here.
Yeah, so you shouldn't be nervous for anyone but Soaz.
So why am I nervous so much right now? I'm not even fangirling
let her
like
ask a
Eli.
question. You'll be fine.
Let the girl speak. Jeez.
Seriously.
I'm trying to stall, guys.
It's
Do
not
not
bad.
understand my time. I'm way more smarter than
Mike,
you guys
mute
think.
him.
Well, that sentence just proved you wrong. Anyway.
Jocelyn, if I mute him, it'll just mute him for me,
Wow,
not
you
for
can
everyone.
really break down a joke. Okay,
Damn.
go ahead. I'll stop.
Okay. I saw this on Twitter earlier, and the replies were really good, and I don't really, so I'm just going to go with this. Okay. What is the pettiest reason you've broken up with someone before?
Ooh. Ooh.
They can be really good replies.
That's awesome.
I really think it's
Oof.
So there's been, I don't know if I've
broken up with somebody for a petty reason, but I'm a very petty person. So I've done a lot of things to, like, they did something to me and I did a lot of petty actions until they broke up with me. If that
Oh.
if that kind of goes along with it. Here's a and I'd love to break down this story, but let's just say the reason why I'm off Twitter is because
Oh boy,
at
you
the
went in
time,
deep, bro.
at the time, she was my ex-girlfriend, and she wore this is like early social media. She wore a wig to, I wish I didn't preface it with that, but she wore a wig to Walmart. Somebody that I'm very close with, or especially at that time was very close with, saw her at Walmart, took a picture, said, "Hey, your ex-girlfriend's wearing a wig," or not wearing a wig. Your ex-girlfriend dyed her hair, and I tweeted, fuck me.
Oh my.
So I tweeted, I may be, like hurting right now after the breakup, but at least I didn't dye my hair. She was
Ooh.
blocked. She was blocked, but her friends
Wow.
screenshotted
We're
my
not.
tweet.
Yeah, bro.
Wait, it gets worse. She took the screenshot of my tweet, and she was good with, like, whatever, clip art. I don't know what you call it, like graphic arts. And she put the tweet, one hand she's holding up her wig. She has the funniest face, like she's just smiling like fucking got you. And the other hand she has like an open palm, and she's holding up the clip art or whatever, the image of my tweet. And so like one hand she's got my tweet, one hand she's got the wig, and she goes,
Oh.
"Who's really hurting?" And tweeted that out.
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
Wow, she calls you on your bullshit.
yeah, this is early Twitter, or like, early to my high school's Twitter days, and like six likes on a tweet or one share on a tweet is a lot. She got like 24 likes and like 7 or
He still
so
remembers the
shares.
exact number.
There's something around those lines. Like, dude, I fucking got bodied. I saw her like maybe a year or like 8 months later, and I literally like came to her and I was like, I totally respect that move. Like, you fucking bodied me. Like
You
I'll
got clotheslines.
That was
I'll say
unexpected.
it. Yeah. Eli, that was the girl that I went up to the movies with.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
That's another day. All right, who's next?
Okay,
Hold on. I got an easy one for him because everyone likes to barrage him with shit.
Oh, thank you. I should have ended with a
Listen,
softball.
I
but
give him easy questions.
Yeah, but
I do like Jocelyn's. So far, I've liked Jocelyn's the most.
I have
Just
a great question, but we can save it
statistically.
towards more the end.
Ooh, I don't like him, man.
I
Oh,
feel
wow.
like it's a consensus. I should be last.
Fuck
I
this.
Yeah, so
just
should we
gave
last?
you a good question last week, so me and my friend collaborated on a great question to ask you this week.
So let's do this
So-
then. We'll do Jocelyn, you and me. We'll go me and you, or you and me, whichever you prefer. So he gets a little break,
Okay.
and then he ends with the mess.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea because it will get messy.
Yeah. Let's make sure he cries this week. That's the goal.
That's the goal.
Anyways,
So
go ahead, Mike.
mine's very simple for you. What's your dream car?
Ooh.
Oh, I feel like it has changed a little bit, but I've always loved like a Porsche. I'm not a big car guy, but like there's the Porsche white, decked out. It's got the fucking engine in the back, kind of thing.
Mhm.
That one, that all white Porsche, black tires, black rims.
Kind of insensitive there with all the white, huh?
No, I included the blacks.
All right, come on. Come on.
Eli, you get to ride passenger. Come on.
Oh, let's get it.
Oh, jeez. All right, Jocelyn, go ahead.
Quick,
All right,
before it gets bad.
so Wally, if you could only see one color for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
Ooh. Oh.
Ooh.
Fuck. Can I see like multiple shades of that
I
color?
said, if you could only see one color for the rest of your life, what color would you choose? So when I think about this question and the way that like I think about it, for me is like everything is that color, but like you said, it is different shades based on like if something's dark or light. Like, so if someone's wearing a white shirt and someone's wearing like a gray shirt, you're gonna see like a brighter blue versus like a muted blue.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
All right.
So you're gonna see this color, but it's gonna be like it's gonna change based on like how much light, obviously.
So my initial answer would have been like a purple. Because I love the color purple. Purple's probably my favorite color. But if that's all I'm seeing, I would definitely go with like a yellow orange color. I just feel like there's more of a vibe you can grab from that yellow and orange than you can grab from like a purple does have that depressing feel to it. Maybe that's why I connect with it. That's a side note. We're not fucking talking about this. Yellow.
This is why I ask these questions. It gets in deep, bro.
I know. I fucking love Jocelyn's questions, but I hate them.
So make sure he takes a gulp of whiskey before that.
Like
what animals? I think I asked you what animal you'd be or something.
Yeah.
It's funny, like Soars slaps me in the face with his questions. You slowly insert your questions inside of me.
Yeah, I make you.
What the fuck are you doing? This podcast is getting weird now.
So, whose question do you want next? Do you want my question next, or do you want Sora's questions next?
I'll say Soars, but before Soars, wait, Eli hasn't gone yet.
Yeah, Eli needs to go too.
Oh.
All right, so I'll say Eli next, but before I go,
if I want to go next.
Before we go on to Eli, you're gonna go. You have to. That's part of the segment.
Oh, why is that, huh?
Dude, don't. All right. Before we go on, I want to get your honest take, Megan. What do you think of this segment?
I think it's really cool. I can't wait to hear all the questions.
Okay, Eli, go ahead.
So, would you give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up internet for the rest of your life?
Ooh.
Gotcha.
Air condition and heating, or internet?
The rest of your life, or the internet?
All right. Here's my honest. This is more of a take, I guess. Is like, I definitely could live without internet. I mean, without heat and all that. I would prefer to live without internet, but I think kind of the dream job that I have for myself in being in some form of content producer or content creator would require internet, so I'll give up the heating and cooling.
Ooh, all right.
Yeah.
That was
favorite question. Bad. Sorry, Jocelyn, but favorite question now goes to Eli.
Oh.
Hey, you guys didn't realize?
I do like that yellow. I do like the color one.
Hey, this segment does go both ways. Like, there's still a favorite.
Like you.
Favorite question.
I like how he dead stopped when he said that.
Wait, it's your question. People can't just know two things about me each week.
Come on, you can't say that and not expect a comment.
Oh, well.
No. Especially with Soars here.
I should have.
If Soars is here, you gotta expect it.
Go ahead, Amanda.
Oh, wait. Did Soars ask his question?
No,
it's you, Amanda.
I'm going first?
Yep.
All right, cool. So, shout out to my girl Albano. She came up with this question. But what made you the disappointment of your family?
Oh my god.
Officially, my favorite question. Oh, shit.
Just
I
wondering.
can answer that one for him.
All right, little shade for Mike, but also,
Gotcha.
I don't know. Here's my take, my response, because I have communicated a lot with my family and my parents and everything, I think the fact that I'm the disappointment of the family is all perception based. You know, like everything my parents do, they do thinking that they're helping me, they're supporting me, they're helping me grow, whatever it is. It's just that when they do it, my perception of the situation is you're trying to change me, you're trying to fix me because I'm not perfect, I'm not as good as my brother or my sister, and it's just this weird thing that we both don't understand each other that really allows me to slip into that weird state of I feel like I'm the disappointment, but I'm not actually the disappointment. Like it's all a perception that I've created myself that is proven in a lot of ways, but is like it's never the intention. It's never like my parents don't set out like, oh shit, like he's the disappointment. It's like it was kind of something that was like accidentally like there even every day like I'll talk to them and I swear they're trying to like not allow me to have that perception, but when they try to allow me to have or when they try to correct their already conceived perception, they're almost building upon it, if that makes sense. That one was deep, Amanda.
That got real deep for a minute.
Yep.
Whiskey's doing
You asked
dirty, sir.
no, hold the fuck. You ask a deep question and go, "Ooh, that got deep."
I kind of just was trying to make it a joke about you being a disappointment, but I.
No. Oh,
it's
whoa.
okay. I'll take
fuck!
it.
Wait, hold up. You missed last week. That's the problem. You missed last week.
Yeah,
she wasn't here last week. She missed out.
That's
Did
fair.
something happen that was like y'all should have told me and then didn't?
We just all talked about family stuff. We can talk about that after. We'll finish this segment. We can catch up after.
Shucks.
Yeah, we may need to record the next episode just so I can have a week where I can just cry to myself.
Oh. Whoops.
Hey! Source hasn't asked this question. Go ahead, Source. Transition.
Yep. All right, Mike.
Nice and smooth.
I need A or B because I have two questions.
Why am I choosing? It's his thing.
B. I picked B.
B.
I like B.
Where's your favorite place you ever slept with someone?
I should have asked the gross question, and now I'm mad.
Wait, repeat the question. Wait, what did you say?
His favorite place he's ever slept with someone.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fuck me, man. That was an aggressive laugh. I missed who did it. Sorry to call you out.
That's Justin's right there.
It was more of myself than it would be like what your answer could possibly be. That's all.
Favorite.
I'm glad I picked B. I'm so glad. Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Ah, man, I really hate to disappoint. This one's tough because like I feel like I like to entertain because that's what core entertainment is all about, and I don't have an entertaining question. My favorite place I ever slept. Weird. Since I moved into my new apartment, I've just loved every night. Like maybe it's like, and I truly believe it's the mental, situation around it.
I don't think you're missing.
You misunderstood that question.
With someone.
Oh, with someone. Oh, yeah. I did not catch that. With someone.
Yeah, that's why I laughed so aggressively.
Yeah.
Oh, with someone. My roommate is down the hall.
No.
This guy, he's trying to avoid this answer.
Down doing the nasty.
Yeah, doing the do.
It has to be specific to doing the do.
Yeah, sticking your penis in her vajuba.
What?
I love you guys.
I went real redneck there.
This is. I'm trying.
And then once you provide this answer, I have a follow-up question because I'm so glad Source took this turn. So we're gonna go down this path.
Can I hear the follow-up question?
No,
not yet.
You gotta answer the question
first, and then we'll go from there.
So where's the my favorite place to have slept with someone.
Yes.
Does it have to be like, so like, just when I had sex with someone, or
Penetration.
where I
Yeah,
literally lay
No,
by?
no,
Yeah.
just have sex with someone.
Yeah.
My favorite place to have sex with someone?
Mm-hmm.
I like the
Did it on the
shower.
rocks before, so anything's better than that.
Do you say the shower?
Because of how bad it is. I also like the car because of how bad it is.
What?
What?
Yeah, I like, because it's like, it's the
You
same
want a
reason.
cramp?
Fuck off. It's the same
right?
reason why people like have their kinks associated with things that are wrong or incorrect.
Don't
like,
try to turn this
oh,
into kink shaming.
Stepdaddy. It's not kink shaming. I'm here for it. I went on my wish I was a foot fetish.
Stepdaddy, by the way, because that's
Yeah.
He was.
Any of those
He was about to go there.
like I'm here for him. Like I get it. Whatever. Like it's sexy because it's wrong. You know.
Wrong.
Like that's how I feel about the car.
And then, hey, Brandon, you want me to tell you a
shower.
story? You want? Dude,
Yeah.
I fucked a girl on a rock in the middle of a river.
That's amazing. That is the best thing
Real
I've
vibe.
heard
That's-
in my
Yeah,
entire
that's what I was gonna
life.
say. Like, I would
That's
say a
what we
cornfield.
wanted.
Like
That's
That's the
yeah.
real.
This is
Dude,
what we
you
wanted.
you should do that. I want you
Ooh,
to do that,
That was
Brandon.
the goal.
Oh, you want to hear an embarrassing story? I did the Bob Ross of sex.
The Bob
Bob
Ross
Ross
you.
effect.
Yeah, Eli.
What
like
do you got a
fucking
happy
girl
little
on a-
tree, bro? What's
on a
going
ri-
on here?
No, stop.
I just feel like because you were like, oh, it's dirty place to do it, like a car. But I'm like, what about like outdoor? You know.
I've had some.
Yeah, outdoors.
That's what I was thinking.
I've had some dirty.
I was with you, Eli. That's why I gave an aggressive laugh.
Wait, what? We're
Dirty.
not.
All right. Well, even though that was disappointing, because I thought you were gonna be more of an adventurous child. It's fine. So my follow-up question is, who's the worst person you've ever slept with? And I want the name.
Oh.
Like, I want the actual name.
Oh, you can't do
Oh,
that.
no, you can't do that on live.
You can't do names. You can't do
You
names.
just
No.
gotta do first name.
No,
First
no,
name. I
no,
don't need
no
a
name.
last.
No name. No
I'm not
names.
gonna dog anybody, but I will say, Brandon, his alias is Wally. For sure is the worst.
You what?
Hey,
You're
what?
saying you're the worst?
Self-deprecating humor.
No, I understand what Brand's getting at, and I think that's how we'll wrap up this episode of the podcast.
Oh, depressing.
Oh, wait.
What?
All right,
Yeah,
real quick.
Megan a
Real
question.
quick, we're pushing 2 hours, so what?
No, so
shit.
Megan, is there looking back at looking back at all the stuff you went through, is there something like looking back at your younger self that you would tell yourself to do differently growing up in the music industry?
Wait, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat
Oh,
the
my fault.
question?
Want me to repeat it?
Yes, thanks.
No, that's fine. I was gonna say, so as you're going through all this now, like when it comes to like, is there something you would tell your like, looking back at your younger self? Have you ever thought of yourself ever doing like coming up to like greatness that you ever accomplished? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to find a good question. Sorry, I'm like butchering this question. I guess, is there something that you would tell your younger self to do better as you were getting through this process to make it maybe a bit
Yeah.
easier?
Yeah, I have some, I don't know if it's as much in my control, but I'm always mad that my parents didn't, like, get me more opportunities, and I don't even really know how I would have done that, but, okay, so I don't really understand. Hold on, let me backtrack. I wish that I could have had, been exposed more, so maybe I would have just, I really didn't have control over that. My answer sucks. Anyways, I'm just mad.
Oh no,
because
that's no. I feel like the
No,
way
that's
I
a good
set it up
answer.
for you too was just butchered.
I think
No, but I think that's a great answer.
Yeah, that's how I feel at least.
Because, like,
Yeah.
more
Oh, it makes
exposure, like,
sense.
you could have easily told your parents, like, no, I don't want to play sports. Like, I want, like, I really enjoy dancing. Or, like, so you could go take some dance classes. Or, like, oh, I really enjoy music. Like, you could have taken piano lessons. Like, you know, it was just, like, finding that voice inside you. Or, like, even just finding the confidence at what you know you felt you were good at to, like, speak up about it. So
Yeah,
I think that's
exactly,
great
yeah.
advice, like, to your younger self. Like, speak up for the things that you actually enjoy versus doing these things that your parents think you'll enjoy.
Thank you.
Just because they know best. Yeah. No, I like that answer a lot.
Yeah, definitely would have. It would have been nice because like I always kind of look and there's a lot of like child stars. I'm not saying that that's like ideal, like, but I do feel like it would have been easier to progress if I had like an earlier start. So yeah, that's one of them.
To get the feel of the whole thing.
Also, there was another piece to that is that I didn't really understand about the opportunities that I could have had. So in high school, everybody told me to apply to Berkeley, and they were like pretty certain that I could get a scholarship, and I didn't go for it because I just kind of assumed that it wouldn't happen. And then the more I looked into it after the fact, it was definitely possible I could have had a scholarship. So that's probably one of the things I would redo. Is speak up from. So yeah, it's hard when you're a kid, you don't have as much, but it would have been helpful to have that voice. But I guess the best way to look at the outcome is I do now and I've learned. So yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Exactly. Like you said, you can only learn from the experiences you go through. You know, that's what life's about. There's no booklet to it. We all have our own way of going through it. So, that, hey, at least now you know. That's it. Now we move forward, and that's awesome. I like your answer. That's a great answer.
Thanks.
All right, so
100%. Before we end,
all,
definitely
folks.
plug everything you can, Megan.
Oh yeah, I will, and can't wait to check out all of you guys' content too. I know some of you are artists and to look at too. So thank you guys for having me. It's so cool. I've never done any. It's exciting to be a part of, and I really like what you guys are doing. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. We do this every Thursday around the same time. So if you ever want to pop in again, just let me know.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's always open, so you can always show up.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for coming over. It was a great experience to just chat and get to know, pick your brain, really. And just to know about the whole music industry in general. So it was awesome. Thank you.